and now possibly the fight will have to be a little bit different, but they have totally changed now. They don't want to give hostages. Very unfair. You have 20 living people, in this case living. You have many dead people too that they want to get
a long time as well.
Yeah, they have 20 living people, and I told Israel, I told Bibi that you're going to have to now maybe do it a different way.
Assessment?
I don't know. I mean, based on television, I would say not particularly, because those children look very hungry. But we're giving a lot of money and a lot of food, and other nations are now stepping up. I know that this nation is, right?
It's a humanitarian crisis.
Right.
It's an absolute catastrophe.
Do you think
Nobody wants to see that. And I think people in Britain are revolted at seeing what they're seeing on their screens. So we've got to get to that ceasefire. And thank you, Mr. President, for leading on that, and also to just get more and more aid in. And again, America's done a lot on this. A lot of countries have done a lot. We're now working with Jordan on getting direct aid drops in. But this is a desperate situation.
They were really unwilling to talk. But I've said that. You'll get down to the final 10 or 20. It turns out to be 20. I thought that would be the number. I said, they're not going to be dealing with us. And, many of the hostages are now dead. You know that. And parents come up to me. A woman came up to me 2 weeks ago. She just wants her son back. And I said, how's he doing? My son's dead, sir, but he's with them. And we want the body. She wanted the body of this young boy, of her young, beautiful son, just as much as if he were alive. It was just as important. There was no difference. If I weren't around, you'd have right now 6 major wars going on. India would be fighting with Pakistan. You see what we just did yesterday with 2 nations that we're trading with. And during the trade, I said, I'm not going to do any trade deal unless you guys settle your differences. And we got it settled in 24 hours. I mean, they just announced it was settled.
Welcome you, Mr. President, to Scotland, and fantastic to be here at Turnberry with you. Thank you.
It's been great being with you, and thank you very much, Mr. Prime Minister. And you've done a fantastic job with regard to the trade deal. It's very difficult to deal with Hamas, as I said. We got a tremendous amount of hostages out, but it would take place in drips and drabs. You'd get 10, you get 5, you get 2, you'd get 10, 12, we get 12 one time. Many of them would come to the White House, and they were so thankful. But I always said, when you get down to the final 10 or 20, you're not going to be able to make a deal with these people, because they use them as a shield. And when they give them up, they no longer have a shield. And the people of Israel feel so strongly about the hostages. Some people would take a different view, but they feel so strongly about the hostages.
Mr. President, you say you love Scotland. You're the most Scottish president ever in the White House.
Hamas has become very difficult to deal with in the last couple of days, because they don't want to give up these last 20, because they think as long as we have them, they have protection. But I don't think it can work that way. So I'm speaking to Bibi Netanyahu, and we are coming up with various plans. We're going to say it's a very difficult situation. If they didn't have the hostages, things would go very quickly. Whenever the Queen was on television, she wanted to watch. And she would come back religiously, she'd come back. But the area of Gaza, another way of defining it is the area of Gaza. It's a very troubled place, and it has been for many, many years. It has been for many decades. So it's not like this just happened. This has been going on for a long period of time. So that's it. Our hearts are in the right place. Survive, live to make it. Many of the hostages came to my office. We're going to set up food centers, and we're going to do it in conjunction with some very good people, and we're going to supply funds. And we just took in trillions of dollars. We got a lot of money, and we're going to spend a little money on some food. And other nations are joining us. I know your nation's joining us, and we have all of the European nations joining us, and others also have called, and they want to be helpful. So we're going to set up food centers and where the people can walk in. Hamas and giving Hamas signals and orders, and we made a contribution we could go $60 million all going into food. We only hope the food goes to the people that need it. Because nobody knows her last name was Harris, but nobody knew her last name. So I ended up, for a charity site, but I'm not a drawing person. I don't do drawings. We're going to be getting some good, strong food. We can save a lot of people. I mean, some of those kids that's real starvation stuff. I see it. And you can't fake that. So we're going to be even more involved. We did some airlifts before, some airdrops, and the people are running for it. And the Prime Minister is going to help us. They're very effective with that. You've done that before. A very big plan on pharmaceuticals. We want to bring a lot of the pharmaceuticals back to America where they should be. Well, I think Israel can do a lot. I will say that Iran, I think, interjected themselves in this last negotiation. Can you imagine the beating they took? We wiped out their nuclear possibilities. They can start again. If they do, we'll wipe it out faster than you can wave your finger at it. We'll have to do that. We will do that gladly, openly and gladly. They've been saying, Iran's been sending out bad signals, I'll tell you. For a country that just got wiped out, they've been sending very bad signals, very nasty signals. And they shouldn't be doing that. They shouldn't be doing that. And we certainly feel a lot better with your country working on pharmaceuticals for America than some of the other countries.
Will you visit London during the state visit? Or are you worried?
I will. I'm not a fan of your mayor.
Why not?
I think he's done a terrible job, the mayor of London, but a nasty person.
Are you worried?
I think
He's a friend of mine.
no, I think he's done a terrible job. But
media site. There are new powers here to censor your site, states mandate
to censor my site?
to censor your site and
You mean
Twitter
Truth?
and Facebook. I mean, true.
We have a good relationship with China. But China's tough, and like you're tough, we're all tough, yes. But we're going to see what happens. I cannot imagine him censoring Truth Social. That's more of a very political, and I'd love to see China open up their country. We're dealing with China right now,
Sorry?
as we speak. Yeah, we're dealing with China right now.
Right now.
It's called the Great One Big Beautiful Greater, but it's actually called the One Big Beautiful.
Must always start from there, but also recognise the situation on the ground in Gaza is absolutely intolerable. And we have to be really clear at this point that Hamas can play absolutely no part in any future governance in Palestine and in Gaza, and it's really important that we're clear about what triggered this, who took the hostages.
In all fairness, I've been doing this for a long time. And the top show and tell.
We've had the opportunity to talk about the situation in Gaza and the intolerable situation, including images of starvation. And I think both of us know that we have to get to that ceasefire, and we have to increase humanitarian aid in. And thank you for what you've already been doing, are doing, and committed to, because without you, this would not be capable of resolution.
And just keep going back. And other people too. Even the enemy says this thing.
So I'm very much looking forward to working together with you, Mr. President.
Let's do that.
Been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the they're doing.